You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
When we hopped into, the room, I asked how you are, all that kind of stuff. What did you ask me?
I said, did you see the game, bro?
And what did you say?
See the game?
And what else did you say?
Messi, top shelf.
Yes, dude, that's not a thing. Top shelf is not a thing. You can have top corner, or if you really want to, be down with football terms, top bins.
Top what?
Top bins. It's not top shelf, top bins. So if you get that shot in the top corner, top bins. Hit the top bins.
Get in, bro. I don't care what the terminology or the cool slang is in soccer. Bruh, the man went top shelf on him, bruh.
It's not, but then that's like saying, no, I can't even think of an NFL equivalent to it, and you just go in, Kadeem, that's not it. That's not it. Obviously you have a Dolphins podcast. Don't let people know just how much you don't know by saying no. That's like me saying, why don't the Dolphins put Kader Kohu on Austin Eckler, and you go in, not gonna happen, and explaining why. I'm just explaining why you don't say top shelf, you say top bins.
Top shelf, I'm just saying. What how T I say it? Top shelf, I forgot how that's. I like my beat down low. Down. Hey, it is what it is, man. It's top shelf, bro. The man, Messi has made it to the finals once again. And we're gonna wait to see who he plays against, or Argentina plays against. You see the Argentina jersey, the Messi jersey, like, bro. The Argentina fans be like, Tito. I'll be like, Messi. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to claim y'all boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm be real with you. I'm not humping. I'm not no bandwagon person. But for me and my dollar, and I know my dollar, you know how the pound is worth more than a dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like, Touche's opinion on soccer is not worth as much as the dollar is to the pound. Like, it's worth even less. And I'm gonna be real with you. For my dollar, he pulled this one off. There's no argument. Like, he's it. And if you don't, people go, oh well, he never did it. You know what I'm saying? I hate that, bro. But it is what it is. Messi,
it's one of those things where the ongoing Messi v Ronaldo debate, they both won their international equivalent. Ronaldo won the Euros, Messi won the Copa America. Neither player has been able to win the World Cup. This is Messi's second final. Ronaldo hasn't reached this far. And for a lot of people, if Messi is able to win the World Cup on Sunday, that would have him down as the greatest of all time. Quick question before we talk Dolphins. If you went, and also I want to know people's answers in the comments. You go on a game show, you get down to the final question, and you have $10,000 in the bank, and they say you can either go home now with $10,000 or you can risk it all for $100,000. Without delving too much into your personal, financial, all that kind of stuff, are you taking the money or are you gambling for it all?
Do I get to hear the question first?
No.
So, all right. So now I'm on the game show. I got $10,000. I could walk away with the 10, or I could bet the 10 to win 100 if I get this next question right.
Yeah.
But we ain't got a topic. Can I get a topic?
There's no topic. It's a you're on a game show with questions. The questions could be about anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna be real with you. But if you said it's a game show and the topic is on sports, I'm gonna be like, all right, that's a start. Or if you said, oh well, the question is a Dolphins question, Dolphins history. I ain't gonna lie, Kadeem, that money's going up in smoke. Let's do it. Let's do it. But what, you got something? You was on the radio, Kadeem? You supposed to get us out the hood?
No. I was watching a game show with my family, and this woman got to it's called the 1% Club or something like that. And it's basically they asked a certain amount of people in the UK a number of questions, and the final question is the question which only 1% of the population got right. So it's a difficult question. And this woman, single mom, 2 kids, got to the end, and you can see she was struggling as to whether to take the money or gamble. And she said gamble. And they gave her the question. And the interesting thing is that as she was talking about or like thinking about whether to gamble or take the money, everyone was convinced she was going to take the money, and she was like, I'm going to gamble. They gave her the question, and immediately she didn't know the answer. She was like, I don't know. And the question was, what's the next letter in this word? And it was S-E-N and then a long number of T's. I think it was 19 T's. And what's the next letter in that sequence? And she had 30 seconds to get it. I was like, I don't know it. I'm gonna guess T. She said E, and the letter was F. And it's basically it's the numbers 17 S, 18 E, 19 N, and then 20, 21, 22 up until 29, and then you get up until like 39. Yeah, so 20 up until 39, and then 40 begins with F. So yeah, she didn't get it.
I ain't gonna lie, that's too much, bro. That's too much, bro. Like, yo, if I knew the topic, if I knew what we were talking about, like, you can't just come out the woodworks and say how many hearts does an octopus have? You know what I'm saying? Although I know the answer to that question because I like octopus. You know what I'm saying? How many brains do an octopus have? You know what I'm saying?
Here's a question for you then. A fun question. You don't have to give me the answer right now.
Yeah.
Between the numbers 1 and 1 million, what's the biggest number which, when spelled out, doesn't have the letter N in it?
It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. I got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast. Kadeem, I'm not answering that question, bro. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna be real with you. When numbers started getting introduced in math, when letters started getting introduced in math earlier on in my childhood, I said, I'm out. You but so yeah, man. Like, yo, man, I know how to count the check, cash the checks, and write the checks. You feel me? Like, but listen, yes, math ain't my strong suit.
Do you even want to know the answer?
Let's get it. What is it?
88. And I got that right as well.
Kadeem, bro. So you was gonna risk it?
So that was like an earlier question, but I was the only one in my family that got that right. I know Jordan got it right as well, and it's actually quite simple as well.
Shout out to the voice of the podcast, Jordan Simmons. What we got, Kadeem, man? We turned the corner, and we got the Bills on a short week. We had enough time to digest. Maybe we haven't had enough time to digest the L that we took in Los Angeles, but it's inevitable, and we got to keep the show. The show goes on.
There's quite a few things actually. Before we turn the page, it's miserable Mondays because we lost. Turn the page Tuesdays. Before we turn the page and turn the page Tuesdays, I know you've been traveling on Turn the Page Tuesdays, but did you have a chance to see friend of the podcast, Javon Holland's, I think it was Instagram Live, which is talking about Tua?
I did not.
Essentially, he basically said, Miami Dolphins fans say they're ride or die, but here we are once again questioning Tua. He said this is lame. He's like, you guys, like, Tua's working just as hard as everyone else in this team. He was like, it's my job to get the ball back to Tua. So the fact that, basically saying, why are Dolphins fans being so lame and turning on Tua? Like, the guy works hard. And that was also followed up by a tweet from Keon Crossan, who said, it don't matter how long your loyalty has been to a team. If that's your team, ride. I'll take Tua any day. Let that sizzle in your spirit. And I don't want to get into the back and forth on social media, but I essentially tweeted, it's fine if you don't like a player. I don't care if you don't like Tua. I don't care if you don't like any Miami Dolphin. But we've literally gone from an off season of, is Tua it? I'm not quite sure, is it? Bring in Skylar Thompson, start Teddy Bridgewater, to Teddy's the MVP. Sorry, Tua's the MVP, face of the franchise. All these guys who are haters. No, I just need to see it, and now I've seen it. Tua's it. He's the MVP, and now it's. I told you it wasn't it. It's been 2 games. Like, this whole flip flopping, like friend of the podcast Javon Holland said, it's lame.
Bro, listen, I told you what it is, man. Tua been you don't remember the Burn the Ships episode in like the first season?
Yeah.
Burn the Ships. Bro, my ship was been burnt. My ship, I can't go back. I'm riding with Tua. I'm sinking with the ship if he decides he wants to sink. Like, we're good, bro. Like, quarterbacks, bro, I mentioned a couple quarterbacks that had a bad window this year. Josh Allen had a bad window. Dak Prescott had a bad window. Justin Herbert had a bad window. And I'm not talking, when I say window, I'm talking about multiple games where it's like, yo, he's stinking up the joint right now. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it was our quarterback's turn to have a couple bad games in a row. It is what it is. Joe Burrow had a whole gang of bad games earlier on in the season. Like the first 3 or 4 games, I want to say, dog had 6 turnovers in one game. All right, bro, it is what it is, bro. Like, your quarterback's not going to be MVP every single game, and that's it. Even when you win the MVP, you still have some bad games in there. So it is what it is. I'm rocking with Tua. I know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative, all the good stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be real with you, Kadeem. There is something that I would like Tua to work on. And it's not even on the field. It's just off the field. It's body language when we're losing. Like, dang, we just lost 2 in a row. And it's 2 bad ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we just took an L, it is what it is. I need him on the mic. Yeah, man. I'm gonna bounce back. Good. I'm getting this. But it's like the highest of highs, and then it's the lowest of lows. Like, he's on the trade block again. Like, bro, don't let him get to your head. You know what I'm saying? And and that is a problem with the franchise. Like what Javon Holland said, like, he wouldn't be like that. Our quarterback wouldn't have the fans in his head if the fans would just vibe. Like, bro, like, you have a quarterback, bro. Like, it is what it is, man. I don't even want to. I wasn't even on this today, but what you got?
That's cool. So in terms of turning the page, we kind of spoke about it briefly.
Hey, you know that song, Turn the Page?
Who'd it by?
I want to say, I know Metallica did a version of it, but I think Metallica redid it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Metallica did the original. You know who Metallica is?
Yeah, I would say the only Metallica songs I know are like the wrestling songs they've done for like Triple H and stuff like that. I'm like the Ace of Spades. I know Ace of Spades. I don't know, Metallica done a number of Triple H songs because he's a big, is it Lemmy fan?
I don't know.
But yeah, that's only I know Metallica.
Is it Dylan? Did Bob Dylan do Turn the Page?
I couldn't tell you a single Bob Dylan song, to be fair.
Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. There I go. Nah. Here I am. Turn the page. That thing be sliding though, but all right. Hey, look, that's a go. That's one of the karaoke's, man. Like, but yeah, all right. So yeah, go ahead. Turn the page, Kadeem.
So again, Tua's had 2 bad games, and I was looking at what the Dolphins were doing, during the win streak, the MVP chance, all that kind of stuff. and what they're doing now, you know, in this 2-game losing streak. Hopefully our wonderful editors got some, like, some of the throws, the completions, all that kind of stuff. We had friend of the podcast, OJ McDuffie, on this show a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about how amazing the Dolphins are on third down and what Mike McDaniel and Tua are doing on third down. And I was like, where's that gone? And I'm looking back at the tape and I'm like, nothing's changed. And that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. If you look at what the Dolphins are doing when they were successful, when they were, in the comeback win against the Ravens, in the wins against the Lions, in the win against the Texans, Tua was throwing in these tight windows. Every throw was downfield. And nothing changed against the 49ers or the Chargers. But the issue is that when it wasn't, like, up until that 49ers game, like it's the second half of that Texans game, everything was working. There was no need for a plan B. And in the last 2.5 games, plan A hasn't worked. And you can see in the Chargers game, there's no plan B. There's no run game. There's no, okay, do you know what? We're going to call a few screens. As we've got Tyreek Hill motioning, from the right side of the field to the left side of the field, instead of throwing to him when he's 30 yards down the field, let's, have like a little, jet pass or a wide receiver screen, there's none of that. And the issue is, and again, we said it after the Chargers game, can Mike McDaniel adapt and start getting to I don't want to say warmed up, but, hitting some singles and doubles. If you look at Justin Herbert's passing chart against us, everything's like within 5 or 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, very dink and dunk. And again, we laughed and said, Justin Herbert can't throw downfield, wasn't throwing downfield, but it beat us. And before I send it back to you, I think it's hilarious that Tua's first 2 years as a Miami Dolphin was the narrative. The kid can't throw downfield. He's not accurate. Doesn't have the arm strength. Last 2 games are going, the kid can't throw within 5-10 yards. It's like, how have we gone so far from one end of the spectrum to the other? So, yeah, we just need to.
No, I knew it was foolishness when they switched it up. Oh, he can't do it consistently now. Oh, but it was, you can't do it at all before. You know what I'm saying? So now he can't do it consistently, bruh. It is what it is. I think this is more of an indictment on Coach McDaniel, and not in a like blow it up type of way. It's just, it's a couple bad games. It's the NFL, bro. It's so wild how we had it so sweet. You know what I'm saying? We had it super sweet, bro. And now everybody was spoiled by how good we were doing. The Coach of the Year talks, the MVP talks, and all of a sudden we lose a couple games, and it's panic. It's burn it down, blow it up. You know what I'm saying? We need all new everything. Like, nah, bro. Like, this is what the NFL looks like. You win some, you lose some, but you live. You feel me? And let Kadeem tell it. He's gonna say some crazy stuff at the end of that quote. But nah, bro, you got to find a way to win. What you can't do is let Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy come in and take a W from you. That cannot happen. But it happened. So now, when that happens, and then you play against a Chargers team who Charlie Touche said was the best team in the NFL on paper, although they're banged up, they still started the year on paper as his Charlie Touche's best team in the NFL. It is what it is. You knew it was going to be a knock 'em out, drag out game, and unfortunately for us, we played the Buffalo Bills, the number 1 team in the AFC as we speak. The rival of the division, and it's going to be inclement weather, and it's not going to be the game we want to see. But we got to find a way to do something here. We got to find a way to make it ugly. We got to find a way to make it a 1-score game in the 4th quarter. That's what we got to do, because you can make it a 1-score game in the 4th quarter. Josh Allen just has this glitch. It is what it is. You remember Dreamcast, Kadeem?
Mine's in storage. Do I remember? I've got a Dreamcast. I've got a working Dreamcast. It's in storage right now.
So I used to play. That's how long ago I used to play video games, by the way. However long ago Dreamcast came out, that's like around the time where I was on the sticks.
Early 2000s, I believe.
Cool. I'll go for that. So Afro Thunder. That was Dreamcast, right?
Red Rumble Boxing.
Yeah, that had to be earlier than.
Not,
yeah, I guess it was early 2000s.
99
Like
came
99.
out.
Yeah. Right. 98, 99. Yeah, ain't no telling. Anyway, so I had a Dreamcast, Kaneem, and there was a football game on Dreamcast where if you timed it right, you could dive like 12 yards. That's a glitch. You know what I'm saying? It's a glitch. Like, I knew the glitch. You feel me? And on PlayStation 1, there was NCAA football 99. I want to say it was NCAA football 99, and Edgerrin James was in it. And I always played with the Miami Hurricanes. I think that's accurate. And I always played with Edgerrin James, and I just knew the dive would always work if I had a certain defense and if I did a certain thing with the remote. This is money. It's a glitch. Josh Allen he glitches, bro, when the game is too close. If the Buffalo Bills don't blow you out, you have a chance to win the game. And I guess you can say that about any team, right? But at the same time, if Josh Allen is in a one-score game, he malfunctions, bro. Like, malfunctions. Like, hey, this. I don't know what to do. He can't carry the ball. Can't throw the ball. It's the wildest thing, and I love it. So what we got to do is find a way to make this game in inclement weather, a close, nasty, ugly one. And if we could do that, we can either make one play to win it, or make one play to stop the Buffalo Bills from winning it and walk away with a W. But we got ourselves here, man. And I said this probably 2 weeks ago. I like Kadeem. I just want to win one of these 3 games, or 2 of these 3. I said 2. I want to win 2 of these 3 games, Kadeem. That way, we don't have to worry about who's around us, what team is losing. Now we need this team to win. We need this many more points to get in the playoffs. If now that team needs to help us, nah, bro. But we here now. New lie. We here. And I don't like it.
I think what's interesting about what you said is that the Dolphins have come across a number of teams who can't do something. So you said about, Josh Allen malfunctions, glitches out in the fourth quarter. We probably could have said the same. Like we joked about playing the Chargers, and we were not banking, but we knew Justin Herbert was going to throw a 4-quarter interception because that's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about playing the Chargers who can't stop the run, and we didn't run the ball. Spoke about the Texans who can't stop the run, and we didn't run the ball. Apparently, the Buffalo offense are prone this season to turning the ball over, which is fine, but the Dolphins don't create turnovers. So you're there going, you've got these 2 malfunctions that the Bills have, but can the Dolphins capitalize on those malfunctions? That's the issue. And I just think it's my worry about this game is that, again, the last 2 games, the 49ers and the Chargers, we were never so far behind that we had to launch the ball downfield. Listen, against the Ravens, and you're down 21 points in the fourth quarter, you have to try and get one play touchdown because time isn't on your side. I worry that against Buffalo, time will be on our side. We could be down 1 score, but we're still trying to get 70 yards per play. And it's like, guys, we don't need to do this. I mentioned it after the Chargers game. Would not be really nice if we saw this game, and we'll do a preview, against the Bills. Let's get Mike Gesicki involved. And Gesicki's a funny one as well, because I feel like same way we've, as a fan base, I say we as in the general population, but don't think in general. Over here on Go Time Dolphins, we had a few discussions as the season was progressing about what do we do with Mike Gesicki, especially around the trade deadline. Should we trade Mike Gesicki because we're not getting the best use out of him? Then it was like, well, no, you keep Mike Gesicki because he's a weapon, and you were going to make use of him down the stretch. I think he's had 3 targets in the past 2 games for no catches. Again, I don't know if Isa's got the Gesicki highlights from his last few years, but the guy is a highlight reel. But it doesn't have to be, as Mike Gesicki put it so eloquently, 2nd and 8, 3rd and 15, 4th and 20. we can go to Mike Gesicki on first down and pick up 3-4 yards. People always say that Mike Gesicki doesn't break tackles. I don't care if he catches the ball. So if on first down, you throw a quick hit to Mike Gesicki for 3-4 yards, great. We're now sitting at 2-6. We might even get a nice placement, right? 2-5. As opposed to it's fourth down, it's 4th and 3. Let's target Mike Gesicki, who he's not cold, but he's not in the zone. And he's got some great catches against Buffalo the past few years. I just want to see him involved early, especially if Tyreek Hill, as of Tuesday, was limited in practice. Jalen Waddle isn't 100%. River Craycraft missed the last game. Let's try and utilize Mike Gesicki. Maybe not in the run game, but in the passing game. There's no reason why Mike Gesicki... Okay, there's a valid reason, but between... If Tua's going to throw 28 times, how about we don't have 17 of those to Tyreek Hill? Let's try and get Mike Gesicki a lot more involved.
Bro, I agree. And it's for some reason, even in the last regime, we went to Gesicki late, 3rd and 4th down. It was always 3rd and 4th down when we went to Gesicki. And it was 3rd and 4th down and like long. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 12, 4th and 8, 4th and 22. You know what I'm saying? And then Mike would big play Mike. And then the thing is, even in the Chargers game, I don't think he got his first target until we were down like 13. And I could be wrong. I didn't watch it back. I could be wrong. But at the same time, it felt like, oh yeah, Mike Gesicki's on this team. I'm like, bro, why do we have to be down 13 for you to start targeting weapons? Like all of your weapons. So I don't know, man. But we do know Waddle's hurt. Waddle's injured. And I thought for sure. And if you followed us on the Easy Money Saturday segment, the short, you heard me say Waddle's going under 89. And I probably should have told y'all not to start that boy. Like Kadeem tried to chime in like, hey, Waddle's going to be hurt in fantasy football. You sure you want to start him? And I was like, yo, start him, bro. Kadeem don't play fantasy football. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I even out. So, you know what I'm saying? We're even. I pushed. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all to take the under, and I told you not to start him. And I told you to start him in fantasy. So my bad. Shout out to Chibs in one of my other leagues. That boy had Waddle. I know he's sour. He had Waddle and Tua. But and he's in the playoffs. It is what it is, man. You win some, you lose some. But I agree, Kadeem. We gotta get Gesicki his touches. And what do you feel like this is different this year, or do you feel like, shout out to our friends at Same Old Dolphins, do you feel like, yo, this is the same old Dolphins, bro? Nothing is changing, and here we go again. We're gonna go 11-6 and not make the playoffs. We're gonna go down to the last week and see who gets in, and we're gonna look for another team to help us. Do you feel like that, or do you feel like, we're gonna right the ship? We're going to the playoffs, and I'm positive. I'm certain we're going to the playoffs.
I feel like it's a new same old Dolphins. I still think we make the playoffs.
Whoa. It's a new same old Dolphins?
Yeah, it's a remix of the same old Dolphins.
You see what I'm saying, Kadeem, bro? We didn't hit the nail in the head on the coffin. You see what I'm saying, bro? It's the new same old Dolphins. How does that even work?
So the same old Dolphins would let us down. They wouldn't make the playoffs. But then the same old Dolphins would also be the team that goes 10-7, and everything that goes 10-7 make the playoffs. But the Dolphins don't. It's that luck. So my new same old Dolphins is they're going to make it easy to begin with, and then just when you get overhyped and you're drinking the Kool-Aid, you've got your 2 glasses of the Kool-Aid and you're really happy, then you drop it and it's like, oh, snap, it's not going to happen. And then just when it's like, I've given up, but I've now resigned myself to the fact that they're not going to make it, they're going to magically make it, and you go, oh, it's the whole, like, they won't make it easy. Like, again, you're 8-3, and you essentially win one of the next 3 games, and the playoffs are essentially guaranteed. Like, you've got to be the unluckiest team in the whole entire world to not make it. What the Dolphins have done is, like, we're now 8-5. The Patriots are like 1 game behind us, and instead of winning enough games to make it, You're now relying, like you said, relying on other teams to lose and the variations and all that kind of stuff. They'll make it, but they won't make it easier on our heart, basically.
I was just about to ask you, simply put, are the Dolphins making the playoffs? Yes or no? And you just said they'll make it. So I don't have to ask that question no more. But I got to be real with you, Kadeem. We got Buffalo. We got Green Bay. We have the Patriots. And we have the Jets. And in all honesty, those games ain't even easy no more. You know what I'm saying? At one point during this season, we looked at the Packers game and said, that's a W. Give it to me. I can't say that right now. I ain't even lying to you. I can't say right now because, you know, injuries happen and things happen in the season. And this is not on anybody. But at the same time, I don't trust us in that Packers game. I don't know what we're going to get. Same thing with the Patriots. I have bread on these boys sweeping the Patriots this year. I think my bread is not in a safe place right now. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what we're gonna get? Then we got the Jets. We're gonna spank the Jets. Paper Planes. We start our 20-game win streak against the Paper Planes this year. At the end of this year, like forget y'all boys. Like we blew it because our quarterback was hurt and all other good stuff. But we're gonna go 20 games straight on the Paper Planes. So anyway, all that being said, is there a panic meter? Like where we at with the panic meter? Should we break out the panic meter or no?
I don't think so. I'm at a 1. And again, you know, I'm normally Mr. Negative, but I'm at a 1 because the reason we've lost these games are fixable things. Prime example, it's 3rd and 17. About 10 seconds left before half. Josh Boyer, what you don't do is play this new prevent defense. And again, I said against the Chargers. I've said it when we were discussing the defense weeks ago, and we were talking about, you know, is this defense good or bad? I think we on average give up 23 points a game. The Chargers hit that 23 points, but of those 23 points, we handed them 7. 100% handed them 7. But we shut them out in the first quarter, and in the third and fourth quarter, we held them to 3 points. And you said yourself, if the Dolphins score more than 20 points, we win. This Dolphins offense should be scoring 20 points at a minimum. Like, again, this isn't the Brian Flores Dolphins where it's like, we might not get to 17 because, no, we might get to 17 points, but the defense are going to score 10 and special teams will score 7. This is a Dolphins offense which on paper and even on the field at times can put up 30 without even blinking. 30 and a half and just go, we're taking the second half off. So, in my opinion, because these are easy fix, these are easy adjustments, these aren't doing stupid things just before the half, I'm not panicking yet. It would be different if we were playing buns and just like nothing is working and teams are dominating us. We're getting blown out by 20 every single week. That's not the Dolphins right now, so I'm not panicking. But how about you?
Panic meter for Charlie Touche is a 6. I think there's reason to be concerned, but no reason to panic yet. I think we're at a 6 right now. I would like to think we just handle our business, but maybe we take one more loss this season and then, you know, hit 11 wins. That'll be cool. Is that 11 wins? Patriots,
yeah.
Packers, yeah, that's 11 wins. So that's 11 wins. So I really do think we hit 11 wins at a minimum, but it just sucks, bro. It sucks to like, and then the Bengals doing good. People, yeah, man. Now you gotta look at the playoff picture. Like right now, the Dolphins are the 6th seed in the playoffs. We play at Baltimore first round. I like that, with or without Lamar Jackson. I don't care. Even if it was Cincinnati, cool, finally we get to see the Tua Burrow real game. You know what I'm saying? Because Tua got hurt last game. So yeah, I'm cool with that too. And if I'm all the way honest, I like playing the Chiefs. I don't fear the Chiefs, bro. No more. You know what I'm saying? Like the Chiefs ain't it. I'm cool with that. So we just gotta make it to the dance. Shout out to Sherrod Steve. Sherrod Steve get a mention on every episode. You know, shout out to Sherrod Steve, bro. We just gotta make it to the dance, man. You got something before we go into bonus times, Kadeem?
Yeah, I'll plug it one more time and I'll put an end date on this. I should reach with the jersey, but Cameron Wake vintage jersey, courtesy of Tom Bolton. I'll put the deadline on it at Christmas. We'll do the giveaway at Christmas. You can win yourself a vintage Cameron Wake extra large jersey. All you have to do is email gotimedolphins@gmail.com with a picture that you have subscribed to the YouTube channel. We've just hit 1,000 subs. We once again thank all of you. So to win the vintage Cameron Wake orange jersey, extra large size, courtesy of Tom Bolton, email gotimedolphins@gmail.com, put Wake giveaway, put giveaway in the subject, and a picture, attach a picture of you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the last thing from me before bonus time.
Shout out to T-Boat for the Cameron Wake jersey. Tom Bolton, we appreciate you. We rock with you. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
You got anything fun for bonus time? Because I had something. Not fun, but I had something.
What you got?
So, fixing this offense. I've seen a few people on social media, taking a pinch of salt as always. I've seen them call for Easy E, Eric Ezukama. Their reasoning is that in preseason he got open 1-on-1, made some great catches. Do you think, and I think especially now with the somewhat injuries to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, do you think Eric Ezukama isn't? I'm not saying he's the savior. He's going to be the reason we win these games, but do you think we could try to integrate him a bit more, or I say a bit more, integrate him into this offense, over the next few weeks? Or is it, listen, we can't even find Mike Gesicki, Trent Sherfield, and, Cedric Wilson. Eric Ezukama looked great in preseason against essentially a bunch of nobodies, and his time isn't right yet.
I think I have to trust Mike McDaniel, not just the offense. It's not like, I trust the offensive coordinator, or I trust this offensive staff, like we used to say with Flo. I trust Mike McDaniel. And I think in Mike McDaniel's scheme, you have, let's just call it your options. You probably got wide receiver 1 is your first option, tight end most likely your second option, then your running backs get touches, then your second receiver gets touches. That's already 4 options. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say never, but I can't remember a Kyle Shanahan team or a Kyle Shanahan offense where the third receiver was significant. Let's go back to Atlanta when they went to the Super Bowl. I don't remember the third receiver being significant. It was always other pieces around. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know that the third receiver will be a third option, because I think the tight end would be an option before the third receiver. I think the running back would be an option before the third receiver. So for Ezukama to still be on a practice squad, my belief is Trent Sherfield does the brunt of the work. He's going to be blocking 76% of the plays, and then they reward him for blocking with targets. Like, yo, we appreciate you being the workhorse for us and blocking. Here goes some targets. So I don't see Ezukama doing that, and apparently, maybe I guess they don't either. So it's okay though. It's all right. I mean, that means we got him on. He's learning. We already know what friend of the podcast, 40 Acres and a Hellcat, Myles Gaskin, said in his rookie season. It was the best thing that ever happened to him was to take that first year and become a professional and watch from the sideline. So hopefully, when this cap situation gets really real, Ezukama's right there on his rookie contract. Like, yo, I've been waiting for this with my Goku meme on. You know what I'm saying? In the chamber, waiting. So hopefully that's the case. But I don't think it's a punishment that Ezukama isn't playing. I don't think it's a knock on his skill set. I just believe that coach knows what he wants in this particular offense. And if I'm being honest with you, I think we're probably going to get a tight end. We're probably going to get a running back, and the third receiver in this offense is still not going to get many touches or targets.
Yeah, I was just looking at San Fran's active roster at the moment. They've got 5 receivers currently, and obviously like Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, 1 and 2. Then they've got like Ray McLeod, Joanne Jennings, and Danny Gray. And not to say like who are those guys, but they might get 1 or 2 targets per game because the offense is run through Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, obviously George Kittle, and then Carl Juszczyk gets a lot of targets, rightfully so. And now got Christian McCaffrey, so that's that's like 5 guys. And if you look at the Dolphins and their 5 guys, it's obviously Hill and Waddle, Alex Ingold, and then it's probably your 2 running backs in Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert, because George Kittle right now isn't a guy. Sorry, we probably put Trent Sherfield in there as well. But even then, like you said, it's okay. As the game has developed and progressed, we've viewed Waddle, Hill, Ingold, and Mostert. Trent, you've blocked for most of the game. This one's going to be for you. We're calling your name, make a play, and now we're going to get back to our, scheduled Hill. Hey, Waddle, Hill. Hey, Ingold. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just wanted to ask that question because he's someone who isn't a forgotten guy in Miami, but people see him as a solution. However,
I think that go ahead. However,
I can say that's the Miami Dolphins fan base. The backup is always better than the first options. So that's just a lingering thing that Miami Dolphins fans love to do.
Bro, I still think next season Sherfield still might be the third receiver. He's just going to be the 6th option because we're going to have a tight end next year that fits McDaniel's scheme because we have a tight end now, but McDaniel's not fond of him in the scheme. So I think we're going to have a tight end. McDaniel's going to handpick his tight end. McDaniel's going to handpick his running back. So I still think Trent Sherfield is still going to be a third receiver, but he's going to get kicked down in the option list, like 5th or 6th or 7th. And it is what it is. And no matter what people say, bro, I don't see Ezukama playing special teams, bro. I don't see Ezukama blocking as good as Trent Sherfield either. And that third receiver has to be able to block. You don't see Cedric Wilson doing it either. Cedric Wilson's not even the third option, and he gets paid $7.5 million. True story. Cedric Wilson is the third, gets paid to be the third option at receiver, and he's not the third option at receiver because Trent Sherfield is better than him in all aspects of the offense. It just is what it is.
Music.